Hi, and welcome to our Tuesday live leadership chats. Today, I'm going to talk to you around goal setting and particularly the difference and the empowerment that's created by setting goals for you, but also for your coachees. This is going to be a two-part series. So part one, I'm going to talk about today, and then I'll share part two next week. So as we think around goal setting, I can kind of come at this because of the countless failures that I have had in goal setting. I've grown a little wiser and a little smarter in the art of goal setting as I've got a little bit older. Goal setting is a fantastic skill to develop. It gives us the chance to really experience the power of imagination, but it is really hard work. The obvious example is New Year's resolutions. You know, one study analysed New Year's resolutions and claimed that just 8% of people achieved their New Year's resolutions. That's like a 92% failure rate, right? Yikes, that's huge. So what actually knocks us out? What stops us from actually achieving our goals or our New Year's resolutions? The first area, I think, is excuses. We don't have time, patience, or maybe we just don't feel like it sometimes. I think the second area that stops us achieving is our lack of confidence. You know, I remember back to when I was a little kid and I would have these big, grand, huge dreams and ideas. But as I've grown a little older, you start to see things as they really are, and life is a little harder. And we kind of need to be a little bit more realistic. And so we lose confidence in ourselves, but also in achieving our goals. And the third area is lack of support. I think there's a key reason why places like Weight Watchers and AA just work so powerfully is a part of it is a peer support and accountability. It's also why coaching works so well. It increases responsibility and accountability. My name's Kylie Butler and I'm a part of Christian Coaching Institute, which is Australia's leading Christian coaching organisation. We've been coaching and training leaders in coaching for over 10 years now. Let's have a look further at goals, and I particularly want to look at two types of goals. Michael Hyatt puts these goals into two categories, achievement goals and habit goals. So achievement goals, this is a type of goal that has a definable end point, such as, you know, you finish writing a book, or you're running a marathon, or you're hitting a financial target, and then you work towards that goal. But what I find working with people who see the most success and the most momentum is those that create goals that are ingrained into regular habits or habit goals. Habit goals work really well for two reasons. The first one is when you kind of have a vague aspiration and you just can't figure out how to make it measurable. And the second one is when you want to use a habit as a step in actually completing a part of a habit achievement goal. So kind of a habit step. Let's look at this first one. When you have this idea of a vague aspiration, but you just can't figure out how to make it memorable. So, for example, you want to grow closer to God. So you could set a habit goal as something like this. So spending 20 minutes a day reading the Bible and praying 5 days a week at 6 a.m. every day, starting Monday, and doing it for 5 weeks in a row. That would be one form of a habit goal. If we look at this other one, when you want to kind of use a habit as a part of a step in completing your achievement goal. So, for example, you want to write a book by the end of the year. You know, this is kind of that achievement goal. So you could identify several next steps to be able to achieve that. Or you could actually simply focus on installing a habit. For example, I want to write 500 words a day, 5 days a week at 7 a.m. in the morning, beginning on Monday, and do it for 4 months straight. That idea of a habit is something that you do regularly and continually so that you ingrain it as a part of your daily rhythms. Both achievement goals and habit goals are key to goal setting. Defining what sort of goal you want to create is the first key step in achieving your goals. We're going to dive further next week even further into goal setting. If you're interested in actually setting clearer goals for yourself and your team, empowering people through asking powerful questions, getting better at listening, in particular deep listening, why not join me and the CCI team for our September Coach Mastery cohort? This is our 4th cohort for 2020. It's actually our final cohort for 2020. And then we'll be releasing our 2021 dates a little bit later. But this course runs over 12 weeks via Zoom. So you'll be with leaders all across the country who are wanting to increase their coaching skills. We've been running the Coach Mastery course for over 10 years now, and we've been running it online for over 2 years. So we've been able to develop it and refine it. So it has a really high relational factor, like an in-person course, but you're actually able to do it in your lounge room. I'll put the link in the comment below. So let's have a look at what we've been able to consider today. So what stops us from achieving our goals? Firstly, it's excuses. We don't have time, we don't have the patience, or we don't feel like it. The second excuse is, or second thing that stops us, is a lack of confidence. Life is a little harder and we have to be a little bit more realistic. And the third thing that stops us is lack of support, something that helps us to keep accountable and spurs us and encourages us on. We also looked at the difference between achievement goals and habit goals. Achievement goal is that goal that has a definable endpoint, such as finishing a book, running a marathon, or hitting a financial target, and we work towards that goal. Whereas habit goals are the regular ingrained things that we do in order to chip away at something, in order to achieve a big goal or see a transformation that we want in our life. Been great to meet with you today, and look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at 1 o'clock.